It's the end-all be-all. One of the great misconceptions about the Christian faith is that's all we're about. Making sure you end up in the right place when you die. And one of the great misconceptions about the church is that the church exists to help people make that happen when they die. One of the great misconceptions about the church is that all we're about here is that we come together to help people be good enough to help them keep right with God. And I'll tell you what the basis of this is. It's based on fear. Many people believe that the church exists to help you, me, us keep our noses clean, since we never know when Jesus is going to come back. Since we never know when Jesus is going to come back, the church exists to tell people that you stay out of the tavern, because Jesus might come back when you're there getting drunk. And you stay away from gossiping on the telephone, because Jesus might come back when you're talking bad about your neighbor. And you don't go to that R-rated movie, and don't be dancing, and don't be playing cards, and make sure you take a shower and wear clean underwear. That's what some people think the point of the church is, because we don't know when Jesus is going to come back. It's like that t-shirt, there's a t-shirt out there that says, Jesus is coming, look busy. Right? No! Put all that, forget it. That's a misconception. The church is not here just to make sure our noses are clean and we've got enough points on the scoreboard so that when we die, we'll go to heaven. The church is here to help people experience heaven right now, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what we better be here for. Because if we're here for anything else, I'm going to question, why are we here? What are we doing? We're here to be the living, breathing face, hands, feet of Jesus. And Jesus Christ's work was to bring heaven into the life we're living, not just get our souls to heaven when we die. Do you all follow that? And this is important. Jesus came and Jesus calls us to follow Him so that there will be more heaven on this earth and in this life. Does that make sense? Say yes?
Yes.
Only if it does. Jesus came, I'm going to say it again. I want to make sure you get it. You can go online and look at it tomorrow if you want to rewind this part of the sermon. Okay? Jesus came and Jesus calls us to follow so that there will be more heaven in this life, in this lifetime. Remember, we believe heaven is the presence of God. Jesus came to put more heaven into your daily living. Are you hearing me, brother and sister? Jesus came to put more heaven into your daily living, not just make sure you have fire insurance so you don't go to hell when you die, huh?
Yes.
More heaven in your living. Today. Not next week, not next month. Start today. Jesus came to put more heaven into your living, and as you continue to live with heaven on earth, then when you die, you will continue in the presence of God. If you get this equation, say amen.
Amen.
I hope you get it. It's not just about when we die. I don't want it to be just about when we die. You know? I want heaven now. I want heaven on earth now. I want it now. And I'll tell you something, this is an aside. Many people think they're going to get something that's going to give them a taste of heaven on earth. Okay? And so this is a word of warning to all of us. Many times we think some things will give us heaven on earth. Maybe it's drugs, maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's sex, maybe it's shopping, maybe it's bigger houses, maybe it's bigger bank accounts, maybe it's fame, maybe it's fortune. And what have we learned through the history, through the centuries? Do those things bring heaven on earth? No, they don't. It's like that, who wrote that song? Urban Cowboy. Aaron, you're good at this. Urban Cowboy, looking for love in all the wrong places. Who did it? Mickey Gilley? Something like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, who is it? Whoever it is, it's a great line. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Sometimes we're looking for heaven in all the wrong places. And Jesus said, here's where you find it. You find it in Him. The way, the truth, and the life. Heaven on earth. An authentic follower of Jesus. That's what we're after. And here's the last part. This is also important. As a follower of Jesus, we have to do our best to spread heaven on earth. Not only is our religion and our faith, it is not fear-based. It's love-based. It's faith-based. We don't come to church and we don't do good things just to make sure, again, that we have enough points on the scoreboard to get into heaven and not go to hell. It's not fear-based. Jesus came to say, I want more heaven in your living right now, and as a follower of mine, spread it. I said earlier, we can spread many things. We can spread hate, we can spread anger, we can spread gossip, we can spread lies. We can spread a negative spirit, a negative ambiance. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? We can spread a lot of things. And even in the church, boys, like all pastors, we can say, you know, I did 15 things right this last hour. I said 15 good things, but there'll be 3 people walk out and tell me the one thing I said wrong. Yeah? I'm feeling sorry for myself. Anyway, in your jobs, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you work jobs like that. You look at that and say to the person, don't you want to say, what are you spreading? Because it sure doesn't seem like it's heaven. And Jesus calls us to spread heaven wherever we go. Jesus calls us to spread more of the presence of God, comfort, wholeness, joy, hope, peace, possibilities. Whatever works for you to understand it, Jesus calls us to spread it. Jesus didn't put the followers in a boat so they could just hang out amongst themselves and talk amongst themselves and make sure they had everything in their boat just the way they wanted it. Jesus said, use the boat and go. Go and do. Jesus used the followers, the disciples in the boat to go where Jesus wanted them to go. To do what? To spread the kingdom on earth. So folks, this is our boat. This building. Our methods, our systems, our organizations, and you can be part of it. Today, you can be part of the boat. But you have to be willing to get out of the boat. You have to be willing to experience more heaven in your life, and then get out of the boat, go beyond the walls of this church, to your neighborhood, to your workplace, to your communities, to your home. Wherever Jesus puts you, you're called to spread heaven, not hell, not anti-God. You're called to spread more heaven. This is the work of Jesus, and that means it's our work. And so I leave it with you. I don't know how it goes in your life this week. I don't know what's going on with you right now, today. But what about it? Do you need more heaven? Some of you? Do you need more of the presence of God in your life? Do you need more wholeness? Do you need more healing? That's what I'm going to leave with you to struggle with. And if you say yes, I do need more heaven in my life. This question. Are you going to share? This is the question I said last week, but I'm going to start asking it often. What are you doing for Jesus this week? What you did last week, great. But what